Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and I'm back with one of my favorite games of all time, Arkham Horror, the card game. Today I am playing the latest side quest, side scenario, whatever they call them, scenario pack, Film Fatale, and it's based on movies, and as a former film teacher, I'm very excited for that. And disclaimer that I was sent the scenario pack. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our weekly podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So I made a new deck for this one. I'm going to try a solo investigator, and I'm playing, this is from, I think, Hemlock Vale, Kohaku Narukami. He's got nice stats, 4 for 2 of the important ones, only 3 for strength and 1 for agility. But he's very interesting in that he plays with the Blessing and Curse tokens that I was trying to think, I've never played a deck with Blessings and Curses, because they were in Innsmouth, I believe, originally, and that's an expansion I bought on my own, but I've never played through yet. And then they were brought back for Hemlock Vale, but in both of my full plays of that campaign, I just, for whatever reason, never tried a build with the Blessings and Curses. And these are basically completely separate, like you don't have to use them, they're not inherent in the campaigns, except maybe in Innsmouth. But what happens is when you add them to the bag, if they get pulled from the Chaos bag, a Blessing gives you +2 to the test, and a Curse gives you -2, but then you pull again, so they never count as your only pull. But what Kohaku does is at the beginning of each of his turns, he adds a Blessing or Curse token to the bag, whichever there are fewer of, or he can remove 2 of each to get a 4th action for the turn. And in Hemlock Vale, I don't think they had this for Innsmouth, they included this little tracker to keep track of how many of each type are in the bag, because once they get drawn, they get returned to the supply, they don't go back in the bag, so they are kind of finite. So it might be a totally terrible deck, I don't know if I'll survive at all, but it should at least be kind of fun. But first, let's do our narrative introduction and see how things are looking on this film set. You have arrived in Hollywood at the request of your contact, the silent film actor Andre Patel. According to Andre, something strange is happening on Lot C. Cameras and props have gone missing, and a series of accidents nearly halted production. Rumors have spread between the cast members that the films are cursed. None of it was taken seriously until one of the cast members was found dead. The late afternoon sun beats down on the hot pavement as you scan the crowd for signs of Andre. Half a dozen extras in alien masks whisk past you, followed by a stagehand dragging a large dinosaur foot by wagon. Across the lot, you finally spot him standing with a trio of werewolves. His eyes light up, and he strides briskly through the busy lot once he sees you. "Finally," he takes a bow. "I thought you'd never arrive. And just in time, too. Please follow me." As a silent film star leads you across the lot, you catch glimpses of the various sets. A cosmic journey features a cheap-looking rocket, a robed wizard, and alien Saturnites. Meanwhile, the Forgotten Island is filled with crudely painted pyramids and gargantuan papier-mâché dinosaurs. A blood-curdling scream echoes out of the gothic horror set for the abominable Contessa as you walk past. "I don't think the mishaps lately are just bad luck," Andre says gravely. "Unfortunately, my reputation has made it difficult to get a straight answer out of the cast and crew. Nobody wants to tell their star actor that something's going wrong on set, which is why I need you to ask around the film sets. Say what they think is really going on." Andre's demeanor brightens. "Could be quite fun, actually. I hope you're up to the task." So there's a really interesting one in that we've just got these 4 locations to start. We're at the central lot, and we have the 3 sets. So again, it's a dinosaur theme, a space adventure, and a gothic horror vampire thing. And each of them has their own entire set of cards that are put aside at the moment. Because as we investigate, we're going to be finding these props underneath the central lot. And we're trying to get as many as possible before the first agenda runs out. And whichever one we don't get, or if we get all 3 of them we can pick, is going to determine which of the actual adventures we have. So this seems like a very replayable scenario with 3 ways to go, but I haven't actually tried it yet, so we shall see if that's how it feels. But first, let's see what we want to keep. So I have drawn Crystal Pendulum. That'll get my willpower up +1 and also give me a chance to draw some extra cards if I can guess correctly when I do draws. I got 2 copies of Armageddon. I have this and Shroud of Shadows and an investigating one. These are all based around those curse tokens, and they basically reward you for having curses in the bag, which Kohaku should naturally have. So they all do a very powerful version of an attack and evade, or for the one I don't have, investigate. Armageddon says, as an action, I spend 1 charge out of 3. I use willpower instead of strength. I deal +1 damage. And if I get a curse token, then I can deal 1 damage to an enemy in my location or get a charge back on Armageddon. So it becomes free, basically. Beloved is a skill that benefits you if you draw a blessing during a skill test. Shred of Shadows is for evasion. I think for now I'm just going to keep Crystal Pendulum for the overall willpower boost, and Armageddon for an attacking option. And redraw. Let's see what I got. Okay, I got Promise of Power. It forces me to add a curse token to the Chaos Bag, but I get +4 to a skill test. I also have Faustian Bargain. This is an event. To play it, I have to add 2 curse tokens to the Chaos Bag, but then I get 5 resources. Heck yeah. And then Diabolical Luck. When I reveal a curse token during a skill test, I can freely commit this to the skill test, and it gains 3 more question marks, so it becomes a 4 wild. You can kind of see what I was going for with my deck. Again, not sure if it'll work out well. But hey, at a minimum, I've got Crystal Pendulum, Faustian Bargain to get me a lot of money, and Armageddon to fight with. Don't have anything to help me investigate better. That's my one concern for now, but we'll see how it goes. And to show a few more things for setup, and then we'll go. In the central lot, if I spend 1 times the number of investigators' clues, I can add the topmost card of victory display, so that's 1 of the 3 props there. I've got the 3 sets I can go to. The act, Andre's request, says the mishaps that have plagued Lot C all seem to stem from several strange props. By tracking them down, you may be able to put a stop to these unfortunate events. So possessed extras gain aloof, so they won't fight me. And I'm trying to get as many cursed props as I can. And at the end of any round where I have 2 of them in the victory display, I can advance, although I could try to go for all 3. And the first agenda, which can take 5 doom, says show business as usual. As you walk with Andre, he mentions the trouble around the lot all started when the producer, Erica Strand, found the deal of the century on 3 props for the films. Uh-oh. Ever since then, people have been acting strange, things have been disappearing, and the world just doesn't seem right. No, it doesn't. Okay, cool. I think we're good to go. All right, so let's see. I think I'll play the Crystal Pendulum for my first action. Again, it gives me +1 willpower, so I'm at 5. And then after any skill test begins, I can exhaust Crystal Pendulum, name a number, and if I succeed or fail by exactly that amount, I get to draw a card. You know, not very likely to happen, but it can't hurt. Oh, whoops, at the beginning of the turn, I had to add either a curse or a blessing. I'll add a blessing since right now they're equal and I get to choose. But next turn, when there's 1 blessing and 0 curses, I would have to add a curse, whichever there's fewer of. And here I can try to have this on camera, so I have 1 blessing in there right now. All right, I don't need to fight yet, there's no enemies. So let's go to, I don't know, the space set first. They're all adjacent to the central lot. Okay, so this has 1 clue to discover, 3, so I'm 1 above, so decent chance if I just burn some actions. After you discover 1 or more clues of this location, test 2 willpower. If you fail, lose 1 action. That's unlikely to happen. Ooh, as an action, once per game, play an asset from your hand, reducing its cost by 2. Sounds like Armageddon's going to be very affordable now. And for my third action, let's go ahead and try to get that clue. Not an amazing chance it'll happen. Oh, -1. It did, because 4 minus 1 is 3. So that's already enough to get 1 of the 3 props. And I have to, I guess it doesn't matter. I have to test willpower to see if I lose an action. Nope, I'm fine. That was 5 minus 2 is 3, but it wouldn't have mattered because I don't have an action to lose. All right, no enemies to battle. Upkeep phase, I get a resource, and I get, there's the investigating one, Eye of Chaos. So it costs 5, and it only has 3 charges. I spend a charge, and I investigate using willpower instead of intelligence, which usually wouldn't matter because I have a 4 in both, but with the Crystal Pendulum, it's good. And if you succeed, discover 1 additional clue to this location, but if a curse token is revealed, then you may discover 1 clue to connecting location or place a charge on Eye of Chaos, but it gets me double clues, although it's so expensive, and in solo, how often are there going to be 2 clues on a location? So I might not use that for a while now that I see it. Ooh, and I forgot to guess what result I was going to get with the Crystal Pendulum. And yeah, I could have done that for either skill test, the willpower one or the investigation, but so it goes. All right, and on to the Mythos phase. We got 1 out of 5, and whoops, maybe I do need a way to fight. I got a Ghost Light. So it's a Hunter, 2/2/2, cannot be damaged except by spells, relics, charms, or encounter cards. Well, okay, Armageddon seems pretty good for that. After they're successfully evaded, deal 1 damage to them. Well, that's not going to be happening. And yeah, they only do 1 horror damage, so I think I might just suck it up and take a damage because I have 8 to play my Armageddon, and I can blow him up before I move on from the space set. But starting my turn, I got to add a curse this time to even the odds. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to play Armageddon. I'll go ahead and use the once per game ability on space set to make it only cost 2. But the Ghost Light don't like that, so I'm taking 1 sanity damage. But now let's see if we can blast that guy to heck. So I'm going to do Armageddon. So I'm doing 5 versus 2, and I do +2 damage, so 1 hit will kill him. It is a spell, so he can be affected by it. And what the hey, let's use Crystal Pendulum and say Let's see. I think -1 is the most common result in the bag. Or maybe -2, because right now the skull, of which there are 2 in the bag, is 1 more than the current agenda number, which is 1. So let's see. If it was a -2, 5 minus 2 would be 3. What do I have to guess? If it exceeds by that number. So I'll say that'll exceed by 1. Also, if I fail by 1, I also get it. Not that that would be a good thing. Oh. Okay, there's still enough to succeed, right? Because it's 5 minus 3 is 2. Yep. So I do +1 damage, so he is dead. But I did not succeed by 1 to get the Crystal Pendulum card draw. Oh, and I lose a use of this because I didn't get one of the curse tokens to gain 1 back. All right, so that was 1, 2. Not much else to do except move back to the central lot. Unfortunately, they all connect back, so I have to run back and forth. Not too much fun. All right, and I get, Blessed Blade. So I'm not sure if I want to use this. Just to show you what it is, I put it in just because it seemed to make sense for my character. So it costs 3. If Blessed Blade is ready, I can fight with +1 strength, so I'd be a 4. And if I reveal the Elder Sign token or a Bless token, then I get +1 damage. Before revealing Chaos tokens, I can exhaust it to add 1 Blessing token to the Chaos bag, although you cannot use its action if it's exhausted, so that would lock you out of fighting with it for the rest of the round. I already have Armageddon, but hey, it's not going to hurt to have a backup weapon. And I also need to get a resource. Okay, there we go. All right, we got a second Doom, and we got Found Footage. Okay, test horror or willpower, where X is equal to your location's shroud value. Oh, on the central lot, it's only 2. If you fail, take 2 horror. That seems unlikely. Should I go and use my Crystal Pendulum? So it's 5 versus 2, and again, like a -1 or -2 is most likely. So sure, let's say that I'll beat it by 1 again. Oh my gosh. Did I actually fail this? I did. I failed this. Wow, I take 2 more horror. Whoa, that's weird. That is literally the worst token in the bag with the difficulty level I'm playing at. So that was interesting. Just to show you, I have 3 -1s, 2 -2s, but also remember the skulls are -2 right now. A single -3, a single -4, the auto fail, of course. I think I'm going to add more as I go into one of the film sets, because I'm noticing that this one calls out monsters, this one calls out aliens, and this one calls out dinosaurs. So my guess is I'm going to add 2, whichever one matches the film that I go to, but we'll see. All right, let's go to the jungle set. Yeah. Oh, actually, should I go ahead and get the prop while I'm here? Why waste the action, because I can just do them all as a group later. All right, so I'll move on to the jungle set. The set is so realistic that if you pause for long enough, you can almost hear the waves splashing against the shoreline. Not too many people around, however, as extras and actors on set continue to get sick. Okay, also a 3 shroud. After you discover a clue at this location, test 2 agility, or you take 1 damage or discard an asset. And as an action, I can reveal the top 6 cards of my deck, choose an item, and add it to your hand. I'm pretty sure the Crystal Pendulum and the Blessed Blade are the only items that matter in my deck, so I'm not going to waste my time with that action. But that was 1. Let's go ahead and try to investigate for 2. And now let's take my chances. Hey, there we go. Did it again. All right, so that was that. Let's move back to Central Lot for 3. Heck yeah. So I already have enough to get 2 props next turn and then advance. Oops, I was supposed to add, come on, Mike. This is the entire mechanic of your character. I added another blessing since they were equal. Next time I'll add a curse. Let's get some money and another Diabolic Luck. Wow. Which is going to be great when I draw curses, especially if they're getting boosting an Armageddon effect or an Eye of Chaos effect. That could be fun. All right, we go to a third Doom. And let's see another Ghostlight. Well, I'll just Armageddon him again, I guess. So yeah, I think first action, I'll blast him, and if that goes well, I'll just get both of the props and then maybe advance right away, because I figure the more time I take, the worse it'll be, and I don't really need the third prop, theoretically. So let's go ahead and do Armageddon for my first action. So once again, I'm up by 3. I'm going to say I'm going to succeed by 1. We'll see if this thing ever... Gosh darn it. I still kill him. That's important. But I'm now down to 1 token, and did not get to draw a card. Oh, and I also forgot, gosh darn it. You know what? I should probably redo that draw, but it's fine. It already didn't really go well for me. Okay, so that was 1 action. And then 2. So I'm adding the Helios telescope to the victory display. I don't think I can do anything with it yet. And then 3 to spin my other clue, and I'm adding the Staff of the Serpent. Well, doesn't that sound nice? And you know what? I think I will wait until the beginning of the turn, because I imagine that when I start the actual mission, I'm going to shuffle much nastier monsters in there. So no need to hurry that up. And the card, another Blessed Blade. And I'm at, how many cards? 7. So better start using some for skills or something soon. And I'm 1 away from this advancing anyway, so I've barely beaten the clock. Action! Okay, I have to either lose 2 actions or each investigator location takes 1 damage, 1 horror. We'll go for that, although we are now at 4 out of 8 sanity, horror, whatever it is. Yeah, so that's not great, but okay. So at the beginning of my turn, before I do anything else, let's go ahead and, if there are 2 more prop assets, may advance. You rejoin Andre behind one of the film sets. Several accounts blame the recent spate of bad luck on several cursed props. 2 of them, however, seem to be nothing more than mundane items. The 3rd prop, though, has mysteriously disappeared. Together, you and Andre resolve to search the film set for the missing prop. Okay, so I lose all my clues. I didn't have any. Are there any remaining cards in central lot? I set them out of play. Yes. I get control of Andre. Cool. He does not take up an ally slot. And we go to an interlude. But let's look at Andre first. +1 agility. That's not necessarily great for my character. He doesn't really use it anyway. After you succeed in a skill test in which 2 or more cards were committed, exhaust Andre Patel. Immediately take an action as if it were your turn. Whoa. That's good with me having a lot of cards and a lot of them being skill cards. Nicely nice. And you can take some damage since my my character's already kind of messed up. All right, so Interlude, take 2. Check the victory display. If there are 3 props... Oh, I would have gotten to add a 0 to the chaos bag. Nope. But otherwise, I see which one is out of play. The Abominable Contessa. We're doing the horror one because the Accursed Cape is not in the victory display. Okay, and that sends me to an entirely different section. There were like a whole new rules and setups. It was fun. I love that you can play this one 3 times. Here we go, the Abominable Contessa. Rumor has it that some of the actors on this production have gotten a little too into their performances, but there's more. Just last week, an assistant was nearly strangled by the Contessa's accursed cape, although they weren't even wearing it. Oh, Andre says. I know that was Andre talking. Leading you onto the set for the Abominable Contessa. A pale moon shines in a matte sky, casting long shadows on a field of graves. The backdrop depicts a moody Gothic castle with towering spires, sneering gargoyles, and stained glass windows. Your vision begins to swim as the scenery warps before your eyes. The castle and surroundings come into focus. You look up to see the set roof has disappeared, replaced by a starlit sky, and the walls have been replaced with a sprawling forest. Looming over all of it is the dark castle, suddenly real. C'est impossible. Andre looks at the bleak landscape. Before you can reply, a howl breaks the stillness. Several nightmarish forms emerge from the nearby trees. Together, you dash up the hill to take refuge in the ominous castle. As the massive doors slam behind you, the sound of maniacal laughter echoes through the vast foyer. A gorgeous woman with pale skin and blood-red lips steps out from the shadows. She holds a large goblet in one hand. Welcome to my humble home. I am Contessa Demetriou. I assume you are here for the banquet. Unfortunately, it's you who are on the menu. Cackling, she vanishes in a cloud of bats. Wait, now Contessa isn't that... that's like almost the exact same name as the character, the like really tall lady in Resident Evil 8, isn't it? I think that's probably a reference, and she was kind of vampiric. Anyway, as the sound of gnashing and clawing, I know it's gnashing, just being silly, intensifies outside, Andre turns to you, more bad accents from Mike. There have been some strange rumors on set about that cape and how the Contessa is wearing. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. Perhaps if we take it from her, we may be able to end all of this. He gestures at your surroundings. All right, so we're going to all be at the Gothic set and set every other set location out of play. That's all of them. We're going to put the Abominable Contessa encounter set locations into play. Oh, God, the Contessa is going to be at the Throne of Blood, needlessly smug. Add Act 2 and Act 3 to the Act deck. Shuffle the remaining. Okay, so we do bring in the encounter discard pile, but like I said, there's going to be nastier people. Gather each single-sided encounter card from the set-aside Cosmic Encounter and Forgotten Island. Shuffle them together to make the real deck. Okay, place the real deck next to the scenario reference card. Yep, and add 2 cultist tokens to the bag. There we go. All right, let me do all that. All right, so we've got the Abominable Contessa. You and Andre have found yourselves trapped in a horror film, and you're the victims. You have to find the Contessa and wrest her cursed cape from her. If we get any possessed extra enemies, they are stronger and elusive, which means if you attack them, they run away. Exhausted enemies cannot be damaged. Well, thank God I'm not going for an evasion build here. When the round ends, if the accursed cape is in the victory display, advance. Okay, so I got to find the cursed cape. And I've got a bunch of locations. The Contessa's there. We'll get to her in a second. The Throne of Blood says I need to spend 4 clues to move into it. So clearly that's my first order of business. And I've got these other locations, so they're all connected to the Gothic set. And then the Moonlit Garden and the hallways are connected to each other. The clock tower and the catacombs are connected to each other. The Throne of Blood, where the Contessa is not connected to anything except the Gothic set. Gothic set says, after you discover one or more clues, I have to test 2 strength. If I fail, I ready the nearest enemy. It moves towards me, engages, and attacks the nearest investigator. That would be the Contessa. I don't like that, but if you defeat somebody here, you heal 1 horror. Yay, I guess. And then each of these locations has the same basic power, which is when you reveal it, you test 3 of whichever stat it's tied to. If you fail, you ready the Contessa and she moves straight to you, which makes me think I should go to the Moonlit Garden first, because that gives me the best chance to not get messed up. Although, should I also try the Gothic set first? I don't know. But not forgetting this time, it's the start of my turn. We got 3 blessings and 2 curses. At some point, I'm going to pull one of these things, but so far I haven't. And I've got the guy that lets me take extra actions if I commit at least 2 cards to it. I do have way too many cards. So I'll have to think about that. But for now, I'm going to enact my plan and move to the Moonlit Garden. There's something very strange about the foliage in this part of the castle. Okay, so I got to test willpower 3. I'm going to guess that I'm going to beat it by 1 again. Maybe it'll finally happen. Probably not. Oh, whoa, that's minus 2, which means I'm already down to tie it. So let's go and use Diabolical Luck's power. If I reveal a curse token during a skill test, I can commit this to the skill test, and it's +4. So I'm now 4 above. As I draw again. Whoa, that was close, but I still don't get freaking Crystal Pendulum. I hate you. But I make it in here, and she does not come to attack me, although now I might just fail the skill test to actually get the clue. So these locations bring back the haunted keyword, which was, oh my gosh, which one was it? I think it's the Circle Undone, maybe? But anyway, how they work is if you fail a skill test at this location, then you resolve the haunted effect. So here, it's heal 2 damage from the nearest enemy. Oh god, if no damage was healed by this effect, ready the Contessa and move her to this location. I don't like that. But if you evade well, you can move people away from you. Don't really need that. None of this is really good. All right, so for my second action, I should certainly try to investigate. But now I've got 2 skulls that are minus... Oh no, it's still minus 2. We haven't advanced in the agenda yet. And then a cultist token that's minus 3. So I have definitely a lower chance of succeeding. You know what the hey, let's go ahead and play Eye of Chaos for my other arcane slot. Uses up all my resources, but I can get more with Faustian Bargain if I need to. I mean, it's kind of a waste. It's just going to make me have a 5 instead of a 4, but if I get really lucky and pull, well, I only have 1 other curse token in the bag right now, but if I get really lucky and pull it, I'll get to get the clue from Gothic set too. That'd be cool. And then for my third action, we'll see what happens. Not expecting anything great here. A +1, really? When I didn't need you at all? Well, hey, I got a clue. So it goes. And so in the enemy phase... Oh, I thought she had Hunter, but she actually doesn't. So she's going to keep chilling on her throne unless I bring her out with one of the many ways that I could bring her out. That's fine. Let's see what we're getting. Ward of Radiance. So this is a good one. Look, fast. Play when investigating your location. Draws a non-weakness treachery card. It costs nothing. Reveal 5 random cast tokens from the cast bag. If at least 1 blessing, which I have 3 of in the bag right now, is revealed, or the Elder Sign, I cancel that treachery card's revelation effect. So it's kind of like the, what is it? It's Ward of Protection, I think, from the base set. But that one costs 1 if I remember correctly and causes you horror damage. So theoretically, this is better. Of course, who the heck knows? We'll see what happens. But first, our friend over here is poppin'. If it is Act 1A, it is not. Okay, so your head spins. The world around you doesn't look quite right, although you can say why exactly. Each investigator tests their lowest skill for 2. That's agility with Andre's bonus. If you fail, you lose 2 resources and lose 1 action during your next turn. But we made our call time. Okay, so, and then we have 13 more doom time before the game ends. So I'm going to lose 2 resources and 1 action. Well, I have a good idea. I'm going to use Promise of Power to get +4. And I'm going to add one of these tokens of the Chaos Bag, because that'll give me 2 of each so I can get an extra action using Kohaku's other option. So now I'm at +4, right? Because it's 2 versus 2. And hey, I'm going to beat it by 1. Gosh darn it. Yeah, so I beat it by 2. Stupid freaking pendulum. But I didn't lose an action. I didn't lose any resources. That part was nice, at least. All right, but I still have my actual encounter card. Flip the script. Okay, test 0 intelligence. Each matching skill icon committed to this test subtracts from your skill value instead of adding to it. For each point you succeed by, you either take 1 horror, place 1 of your clues on your location. Oh, this is interesting. So I would need to be dumber. I wish I was dumber. Well, except for Diabolic Luck, none of the... I don't want to use Faustian Bar. I'll just hope that I draw a terrible token. Come on. Hey! So that means I'm at 0. So for each point you succeeded by, I didn't succeed by anything. That was a happy one, and hey, still no vampires coming for me. But yes, as my turn starts, I can remove 2 of each type from the tote bag instead of adding 1. And I get 4 actions this turn instead of 3. Hooray for that. And oh my god, the Contessa's going to get me in the castle hallways, isn't she? Because it needs 3 intelligence. Well, let's test that first. So I'm 1 up. Oh, wow, I'm getting lucky with this. All right. 1 clue. Oh god, a 4? Okay, if I fail a test here, I choose to discard 1 card with at least 1 intelligence skill card. If I can't, the Contessa comes over. Ooh, I can spend 1 resource to move to any revealed castle location. Darn it. That would have been great yesterday, or not really. That would have been great later after I'd been to the clock tower or the catacombs. So darn, even with Eye of Chaos, I don't have a great chance of beating this one. That would get me to a 5 over 4. I could use Diabolic Luck, although I really want to wait for that. How about Faustian Bargain? Oh, let's not forget that I have 4 actions, by the way, so I have 3 left after this one. And I wouldn't even care about failing. I could just keep on trying, but the Contessa's going to come after me if I do. All right, so I'll use this to add 1 willpower and use Eye of Chaos. So I'm 2 up on the skill test. So it goes, and didn't need it. Gosh, freaking... Okay, great. So I wasted a lot of stuff there. But I got the clue. 2 out of 4. Oh, there's so many left. All right, and then I guess I'll go here for my 3rd action. You know, for my 4th action, I'm just going to try to get that clue. Forget it. God, okay, I got it. That's cool. But now I got to test strength. I have 2 versus 3. Or sorry, I have 3 versus 2. So let's use the Blessed Blade to try to make it less likely the Contessa comes to say hi. And hey, that was just enough. Because 4 minus 2 is 0. So she did not come and automatically attack me. Yeesh, I'm running out of resources here. I'm running out of cards for skill tests. I haven't used Andre's power at all. Oh no! And I got Weeping Ure. So this is my unique weakness. So it's aloof and elusive. So it's really just going to be kind of hanging around. It is a hunter though. And whenever an investigator reveals a blessing token or a curse token during a skill test, then I get attacked for 2 horror, which would very quickly kill me. But luckily we don't have too many of those in the bag at the moment. And I can just run away from her. So that part's good. But let's see what the encounter card brings. Break a leg. Test 3 agility. That's not good. If you fail, you must either take 2 damage or choose and discard a non-story item asset you control. Well, I'll just take the 2 damage. So 3 agility. I've got 2. So I bet I'm going to fail by, well, let's save the Crystal Pendulum for later. Minus 2. I definitely failed. I take 2 damage. So I have 3 health left, 4 sanity left, although Andre can take some. I feel like I think I had an ally somewhere in my deck. I just don't know where they went. All right, starting my turn, I do have to add a curse back in. And then I'll run away from Ure, and I mean, the 3 strength gives me a slight chance to not have the Contessa come and attack me. And then I don't ever need to go to the clock tower, because that'll be my 4th clue to get into the throne. So sure, let's go here. And I'm just going to, let's just suck it up and see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and try to do my 3 strength. That's minus 3, 1 more than the agenda. So I do fail. So the Contessa is now over here at the catacombs. Wonderful. Oh, but this place is easier to investigate. That part's good. So what's going on with her? If I evade her, then I ready her, but she can't attack me the rest of the round. I can't evade her anyway. If she would move with her elusive, so if I succeeded or failed... wait, do you have to succeed with elusive? I think you do. If a ready enemy with the elusive keyword attacks or is attacked, after that attack resolves, that enemy immediately disengages from all investigators. So even if I miss, I can just waste an action punching her for nothing. And she doesn't have... Yeah, she doesn't have retaliate? Oh, why was I so scared of her? I can just throw hands for no effect and she'll leave me alone. Oh, crud. But look, haunted... If I try to attack her, I ready the nearest enemy. It moves and attacks as if it were the enemy phase. Well, since it's aloof, in the enemy phase, it wouldn't attack, so it would just move. So that's not nearly as bad. And you can't defeat an enemy while you're in the catacombs. Okay. So I guess I should try to punch the Contessa and then get the thing. Sure, so I'm going to punch her. 3 strength versus 4. Wow, I actually almost succeeded. So because I fail, I think Weeping Ure. moves over, but it can't engage me and doesn't attack as if it were the enemy phase. That's at least my reading. She elusively goes back to the Throne of Blood, laughing at me because she's needlessly smug. Maybe I just cheated in every aspect of that turn. I'm not sure. But then action 2, let's try to investigate here. I'm not going to use anything. I'm pretty smart. Hey, that was good. Oh, I didn't use my crystal pendulum. Oh, well. That gets me my 4th clue, so that's 2 actions. And then move back to the Gothic set for my 3rd action. And from there, I can move into the throne next turn, although I guess she'll be coming to say hi when I do. But first, Weeping Ure comes over toward me. I draw, another Ward of Radiance, okay. Let's see what's coming up next. Vampire Thrall, also elusive, a hunter. Least remaining health is their prey. After they attack, heal 1 damage from it. Oh, they're elusive, not aloof, so they are going to engage me. It's just if I punch them, then they will run away. I'm not sure, but let's go ahead and try to punch this guy. For now, we'll use my weird... Oh, wait, hold on. Get another blessing. Yeah, we'll keep using my definition of elusive. I'll have put a note on the screen already if I'm playing it totally wrong. -2 means I miss, but he moves somewhere else and exhausts. Here, go back to the catacombs. All right, so that was 1 action. I don't know. I guess I'll go up here. 2 actions. We'll spend our 4 clues, even though, yes, she's waiting for us on her throne. Tenebrous shadows stretch like lawn figures from the Contessa's throne room. Oh, God, why? Why? Ooh, at least Eyes of Chaos will finally be useful, getting me 2 clues, potentially. Contessa cannot leave Throne of Blood. When you reveal this location, search all in and out of play areas for the Contessa and move her to Throne of Blood. Well, that's good. Heal all damage from the Contessa. Well, that's fine. And attach, the accursed cape to her. There we go. And I can spend 1 clue to deal 1 damage to an enemy at Throne of Blood. Oh. So wait, something else is clearly going on here. The cape says it gets +2 times investigator health, so it's 6. When damage will be placed on an attached enemy, place 1 of that damage on a cursed cape. When a cursed cape is defeated, place it in the victory display. What the frick? How much damage do I need to do to her then with her crazy 4 strength? Well, the clues can just straight up hit this, so if I can get a bunch of clues, but she's also engaged with me and stuff. Well, I guess if I attack her, then her elusive will make her stay on the throne, but become exhausted. So that's cool. And then I can get some clues and free spend them up to the 3 clues that are there to do automatic damage. But if I did, what happens if I just defeat her? If I just do 4 damage to her, then I guess she would go to the victory display and just leave me alone. But then the cape wouldn't be on her anymore. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little confused, but that's fine. That was 2 actions, right? I punched the vampire, and then I went up there. So I guess for my 3rd action, I'll use Armageddon on her? Why not? What could go wrong? So I'm at 4... Oh, I'm not... should I use 1 Ward of Radiance? Sucks. It's not going to go well. Yeah, I'll use Ward of Radiance to be 1 above. And then we'll get... Oh, okay. What do I get? So +2, so I beat her. Oh, I forgot to do that. Whatever. And I add 1 of each to the Chaos Bag. Okay. So that means I should be able to get a free action next turn, unless I just want to leave them in there. But I did +1 damage. I did not reveal a curse token. So if I'm understanding right, I do 1 actual damage to her, 1 damage to the cape, and then she exhausts because of the elusive keyword, so she won't hit me back. That's it for Armageddon. I didn't get any curses to give it extra uses. All right, and then Weeping Ure comes in. The vampire unexhausts. She unexhausts. Everything is great. And I got Shroud of Shadows. That just let me evade better, and I could move if I can move no matter what, and I can move extra. Whatever, it's not going to really help here. Yeah, I feel like the deck I built is not going to be capable of doing the damage needed for this scenario, but so it goes sometimes. Oh, found footage again. That should be easy. Let's use our crystal pendulum. I'm going to guess that I succeed by 1, and I didn't. I succeeded by too much, but I don't take any harm, so that was fine. And yeah, with the Weeping Ure in my space, I don't really want to be drawing these tokens, so I'll go ahead and get rid of 2 of each to get 4th action. And I guess I'm going to try to punch her to exhaust her, which I think works. Okay, I failed horribly, but again, I think elusive means that she just hangs out there. Then I'm going to use Eye of Chaos to hope to God that I get 2 clues, so I can do 2 free damage to the cape. That is my last use, and okay, I did succeed. 5 minus 1 is 4. So I'll get 2 of the 3 clues, and then I'm going to immediately spend them both to hit her, and each time I hit her, the cape takes the 1 damage because I'm not dealing more than 1. So it's at half Oh my gosh. This just seems really hard. Like, I don't know. That was, how much was that? I punched her. I clued, so I got one left. Well, I guess I'll equip the Blessed Blade. I can start adding more blessings. It'll give me like a sort of chance of hitting her, or at least it's adding blessing tokens for free by trying. I thought I used that, didn't I? I think I did. Well, either way, my turn's over, so I am unexhausting it anyway. The Vampire Thrall is only one away. Everyone's ready to fight me again. And the Book of Living Myths. Oh, this is my unique card. When a chaos token will be revealed, exhaust Book of Living Myths, search the chaos bag for a blessing or curse, whichever there are more of, and resolve it. That's right, I knew there was a way to make my cool spells work better. I just forgot that I had it. There's also, my ally, it would also allow me to have a better chance of getting my blessings and curses, but I haven't drawn them at all. I do have enough money to play that. I don't think I'm going to have time to. I should probably just use it for its skill tokens or skill icons. Oh, wait a second. I had a fourth action last turn, didn't I? Crud. Well, I guess let's say that I tried to fight her to at least add another blessing to the bag. That would have made me even 0-0, and I failed. Okay, but I got a blessing in. All right, so that was last round, the action I forgot. Here we go to 4 and break a leg again. Oh, man, 2 more damage. Or, I can discard a asset. I guess I could get rid of my crystal pendulum. Well, let's see. I have a tiny, tiny chance of succeeding. I actually succeeded. What the heck? I think I was the only. Was that the only? Well, Elder Sign would have made me succeed too, of course. All right, and we're adding another curse. I guess the Blessed Blade is going to be adding a lot of those. Speaking of that, let's try to hit her, I guess. And I'll exhaust it to add a new blessing to the bag. If I draw the blessing, I might actually hit her and deal some real damage, so that'd be cool. Nope, that's a failure, but I think she exhausts again. Okay, second action, I guess I'll try to get that last clue. I can try Book of Living Myths, like discard it for 2 icons. Do I want to do that? Nah, I got 2 actions, let's try for it. So first one, it's -3, I fail. And second one is, is that a blessing? It is, so I'm +2. And then 0. Well, the 0 would have been enough, y'all. You didn't have to waste one of my blessings. But then the Thrall comes in to say hi with the Countess. Oh, oops, I forgot. I'm going to discard the clue to deal 1 damage to her, of course. And, okay, here's my ally I was talking about. Look, Katarina. Whenever you reveal chaos tokens, you can exhaust her to reveal tokens until you get a token with a symbol. Resolve that token and ignore the rest. I thought that would have made it more likely I'd get a blessing or a curse, although, of course, I could also get like a skull or something. But that was the plan with her. At this point, I don't know if I'll ever play her, but hey, kind of cool. All right, and we're at 5 out of 13. Action again. Oh, man. Okay, 1 damage, 1 horror, I guess. I'm adding another curse. That's the negative of the Blessed Blade, adding a lot of things. All right, so I got a Vampire Thrall. I got the Contessa. If I can hit the Contessa twice, then I'll get the cape where I need it to be. I guess that'll be good. Oh, I forgot. When they move in as a hunter, they also hit you, don't they? So I am at 5 out of 6 damage. Yes, I can put it on Andre, but I've been trying not to. Blessed Blade, even with the Book of Living Myths, which is the only strength booster I had besides Diabolical Luck, would only hit her with, a -1? Gosh, I wish I had taken some more consistent spell attacks. All right, well, for my first action, let's try punching her with the Blessed Blade. Oh, geez, I just remembered that when they're exhausted, they can't be damaged. Now, that wouldn't have been a big deal for the clue tokens, because I could just wait until the next turn when she auto-unexhausted and then, added them to her. But yeah, it's going to be a problem for later. Okay, so I'm going to try the Blessed Blade on the Vampire Thrall just to make him go away. Again, if I'm using Elusive correctly. It's -3, so I fail, but I think he leaves. Oh, wait, wasn't Weeping Ure supposed to attack automatically? That definitely happened at least once. So I'll say that I'm 1 sanity away from death, too. All right, and then I'll, for my second action, try exhausting the Blessed Blade, although I don't necessarily want a blessing with the Weeping Ure in there. But we'll see what happens, and I guess I'll use the Book of Living Myth to add +1 to the attack. Oh, that actually hits. So I do 1 damage to her and 1... Oh, no. I'm just doing 1 damage. I didn't get a blessing to do the bonus damage. But then she exhausts, so she won't bother me. So that means I have a third action, right? Punch. Yeah. So let's play her just to have some more life to go around, because that's really the only chance I have here. And that's about it, but the Vampire Thrall just on exhaust, so they're not moving to me yet. I just gotta hit her this turn. Tempt Fate. play to add 3 curse and 3 blessing tokens to the cast bag and draw a replacement card. That'd be awesome if the Weeping Yurei was not on me. With it on me, I do not want to deal with that. It's more chance of me getting killed. All right, here we go, you butts. What's going to happen now? We're at 6 doom. Okay, that should be all right. In fact, I'll use the Crystal Pendulum and say I'll beat it by 1, maybe. See how that goes. -2. 5 minus 2 is 3, which means... oh, wait, it's my location's shroud value. Oh, I was playing it wrong. For some reason, I just thought it was always 2. So I actually failed. Crud. And I take 2 horror. Hey, Katarina, you were great. You're dead. Bye. And the start of my turn, yeah, let's take 2 out of each. So I have a better chance of killing the Contessa and not getting attacked. So I have 4 actions this turn. But all I'm going to do is attack with the Blessed Blade. I'm going to exhaust it, because if she gets away, I can't hurt her anyway. I guess I'll get rid of both of these just for +2. So I have a 2 advantage over her. I don't want that. I don't want that. Okay, so the Weeping Yurei is attacking me. Well, let's resolve the entire test. Okay, so that's +2 -3. And I was already +2 from the card. So I do defeat her, but I have to let Andre take the attack from the Weeping Yurei so I don't die. Yeah, she takes 1 damage from the blade being blessed and exhausted by elusive. This is defeated, so it goes in the victory display. Now at the end of the round, I'll find out what the heck that means. So I had 2 actions this turn. I think I just punched her. So, no, I had 4 actions, I mean, so I get 3 more. Let's draw a card. Accursed. You add 3 tokens to the bag, but during the test, the modifier of them is 0. Okay, let's draw another card. Another Armageddon that I can't afford yet. And then, sure, well, with that, let's actually get some money so I can try to use Armageddon. Vampire Thrall comes in. She unexhausts. Everyone is hanging out with me. And I draw another Accursed. Fine. Then we go to 7 Doom. Oh, wait, not yet. End of the round happens first. So, the Contessa vanishes into a cloud of bats. You find yourself back in Lot C, but things have grown stranger. If the Contessa is in play, heal all damage from her, lovely, and set her aside out of play. Discard each enemy in play, that part's great. That even gets rid of Weeping Yurei. Move each investigator to the Gothic set. We lose all our clues. Add each location with Victory X and no clues on it to the Victory display. And then, like if I was playing a campaign, so I would get the Throne of Blood. And then remove all castle locations from the game, because we're back. Put the set-aside set locations back in play. But the central lot is blurred. The Contessa comes back into play, and she's enraged. Oh, and she has the Accursed Cape again. Okay, this is not going to go well. Shuffle the top 2 cards of the real deck into the encounter deck, along with the encounter discard pile. All right, I actually forgot to make that real deck. These are supposed to be the other types of encounters. Let's do that. And then I add, oh my god, 3 more things to the Chaos Bag. Great. All right, now we've got Bloodbath. An unnatural darkness overtakes Lot C. The Contessa has reclaimed her cape. But she already had her cape, right? If you hope to survive, you will need to defeat her once and for all. Good. All right. I mean, I'm not going to win this, but I'll give it a nice little shot. So each possessed enemy extra gets +2 fight and +2 health. Spend 1 clue, deal 1 damage to enemy at your location. And if I can kill her, then I win. But I got to do, 10 damage potentially because of the cape? Or I guess like big attacks where I can do 4 all at once. I don't know. It's not going to happen is what I'm saying. But okay, we get, I think it was at 8. And then Vampire's Kissed has 3 willpower, gets +2 difficulty if you have 3 or fewer damage on you. No, I have a lot more than that. If you fail, take 1 damage. For each point you fail by, heal 1 damage to the nearest enemy. Well, if I fail this, I'm just dead, but I'm hopefully going to succeed. Oh, nope, that's it. Because I'm at still Agenda 2, so that would be 3. And I needed a -2 or less. I mean, I guess I could have, committed the Ward of Radiance. I didn't have any blessings in the bag, so it would have been a very low chance to actually use it for its power. But whatever, there was no way I was going to defeat the Contessa. Give me a break. She has, what is she? She's still elusive. Although it looks like I can hurt her now when she's exhausted. She got 4 life, but the cape's got 6, and it's taking damage for her all the time. She has +1 damage, and Hunter and Retaliate while the cape is attached to her. Oh my gosh. And yes, we can spend clues to deal damage to an enemy. But there's only 4 clues to go around, plus 1 that keeps on spawning at the central lot, but it's got a 4 shroud, and it's only 1 clue at 1 player. So, geez, yeah, 1 player without a fighty focused character. Although if I was super fighty focused, how would I have investigated that much? I don't know. 1 player, this is very challenging. So we'll stop there. I'm dead. So what did I think of this scenario? Well, the big thing is I love that it has 3 different ways to play it and 3 different ways it could go. I haven't played through them to say for sure whether they are more or less exciting than this one, because this one was fine. I mean, it's cool that it brought back the haunted keyword since they haven't used that in any set in quite a while. But what you're actually doing, getting some clues, going to where the Contessa is, and then just fighting her a lot or using clues to hurt her, that was super basic. So I'm not sure if the other ones are more interesting, but this one didn't impress me that much, except that, again, it is cool that there's 3 different ones, thematically and mechanically. Certainly, this scenario did not inspire me. Usually, Arkham's pretty good about not forcing you to be like a combat-only character. But here, there's just not enough damage to go around from investigation. So unless you are just doing a lot of damage, like just being a beatstick character, I don't know how you're getting over 4 strength consistently to do it. I mean, again, 10 damage, kind of, sort of 10 damage for a solo investigator, 8 plus, I guess 8 for 2 players, that's 16. That's just a lot of damage to put out, even for like a really good combat-focused character. And remember, this was a standalone, so not even like leveled up. I guess this could be a better one for later in a campaign. And they don't even have, I guess you could cobble one together, but they don't even have like an easy mode option for this. So yeah, I like the theme of it. I like the idea of 3 splitting scenarios, at least based on the one I played. I'm not very impressed with the actual design of the scenarios. They don't seem to have that much interesting going on, and they don't seem to be very friendly to multiple play styles. They seem to kind of want you to play one way and no other. But maybe the dinosaur one and the sci-fi one are better. Who knows? So that is Film Fatale. Not a strong recommend from me based on this one play, but maybe I'll try it again. Honestly, I probably won't. I'd rather play scenarios I already know are good instead of trying to give one I don't like another chance. As for Kohaku and the Blessing Curses, I don't know. I didn't really get to see it doing its full thing. Or maybe I just didn't build the deck well enough for its full thing to be any good anyway. He certainly wasn't consistently doing great at anything. That's always a challenge with single investigators, right? You can't be good enough at everything to cover all the bases. So maybe that was the biggest mistake I made. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Always fun to play Arkham, even when the scenario goes a little disappointingly and I don't play very well. But thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Steve Wren, Pedro Lucas, Miles, KCW, Andrew R., and Chris C. We'll see you at the next stop.